There is a new flashpoint in the India-Canada relationship. Canada is levelling fresh allegations against India. It says India meddles in Canada's elections. These claims have been made by CSIS, the Canadian Security Intelligence Service. That's the intelligence agency of Canada. It has come up with a report and it makes some sweeping claims. It says India funds favourable candidates. It indulges in misinformation and spreads quote-unquote false narratives against Canadian officials. These are the claims made in this report, and frankly there is nothing new about them. In the month of May this year, Canada had made similar allegations, and like most of the claims that they make, this one too lacks any substance or proof. But let's look at the latest report more closely. Canada says that politicians, and I'm quoting again, politicians got illicit financial support from India. Who were these politicians? Have the Canadians given any names? Well, they haven't. There are no names in the report. In fact, they say that in some cases, the politicians may not even know that they're getting any funding from India. Does Canada have any evidence to back this? Or is it just shooting in the dark again and hoping that one of these accusations will stick? India, of course, has issued a rebuttal to this report. It has called the claims politically motivated and at the same time highlighted how the Trudeau government supports Khalistanis. India says Khalistanis get institutional support in Canada and they are the ones meddling in India's internal affairs. And Canada is yet to respond to this, but the Khalistan issue is back in the spotlight. It has become a persistent problem in Canada. Ottawa has allowed these separatists to operate freely and repeatedly ignored India's concerns. What's worse, Canada's neighbour, the US, seems to be following a similar path. It has allowed Gurpatwant Singh Pannu to leverage the American legal system against India. You may remember that India has designated Pannu as a terrorist. He is the face of Sikhs for Justice. It's a separatist organization which is running a campaign for Khalistan, a separate state for Sikhs, a campaign to break India. Now, Pannu has filed a lawsuit in an American court. He says Indian officials hatched a plot to murder him. The court has issued a summons to the Indian government and it names Ajit Doval. He's India's national security advisor. It also names Samant Goyal, the former chief of RAW, that's the Research and Analysis Wing, India's foreign intelligence agency. New Delhi issued a strong response to this today.
As we've said earlier, these are completely unwarranted and unsubstantiated imputations. Now that these this particular case has been lodged, it doesn't change our views about the underlying situation. I would only invite your attention to the person behind this particular case, whose antecedents are well known.
The suit is a non-starter. Indian government is a sovereign entity and its officials have sovereign immunity. They cannot be tried by foreign courts, or in this case, summoned by an American court. India can choose to simply ignore this order, but it cannot ignore the Western support and patronage to Khalistanis.
$1 billion 76කට 15% අඩු වෙලා